Justin, that said, outside of the Yeet Flies, who else would you like to see in Money in the Bank this year?
Bron Breakker.
Bron Breakker.
Because if anybody could spear a Yeet Fly, it's Bron Breakker. You just bark at it.
Yeah, I hope he's got some gloves so he doesn't catch Yeet Flies.
I feel like we need Manscaped right now to clean up the Yeet Flies. They're not here with us anymore.
Oh, jeez Louise. Well, speaking of Bron Breakker, he had a match with Ricochet today. We got some backstage promos, but Bron basically rolls over Ricochet, gives Samantha Irvin some dirty looks, and then he's about to murder Ricochet on the outside before Dragunov shows up, and he almost gets murdered with some steel steps for the work he puts in. Justin, thoughts on Bron Breakker and thoughts on Samantha Irvin being a little bit involved here?
Well, I like it. There was actually also a social video that WWE posted throughout the week. They did a split screen where they showed Samantha Irvin last Monday, just a close up on her sitting at her chair, and then the other screen was Braun sneaking in to spear Ricochet, and her reaction. I mean, and she's so animated with such great reactions and emotional, anyways. And then of course it's her husband. I don't mind it. I mean, again, if the world knows, if you're a couple and you're public on social media and WWE's fine with acknowledging it, like, it makes sense because WWE is all about selling emotion. So you have an extra real life person who's going to sell the emotion in Ricochet's wife. So that makes total sense. I don't mind them leaning into it. Bron Breakker, look, I think back to the amount of to the Rybacks and the amount of to the Veer and to the amount of the big indestructible monsters that we saw try to be booked over the last 10-15 years, where we just we let them beat a whole bunch of jobbers and they say the same thing, same phrase. But they're handling this rollout of Bron Breakker very well. They're giving it meat on the bone. They're giving it layers. It's not just fee fi fo fum. There's something there, and of course the fact that he's second generation guy, and Adam Pearce said here, Dog-Faced Gremlin. There's a lot here to play with, and this seems like it's got a lot of potential with Bron Breakker. He really feels like he's somebody you should be buying stock for, and the crowd's into it. I mean, whether it's how fast he goes off the ropes, whether it's how hard he hits you with a spear, the agility and to do that middle rope, top rope, do a little charisma pose, and then the Frankenstein of that. That's unreal. That is, Bron Breakker is like what WCW would have wished Goldberg could have been.
Mm-hmm.
The physicality and intensity, but also had a little clue of what the frick he was doing, and had a little panache, had a little flair for the dramatic. Understood what you were doing here. Mm. Bron Breakker is what WCW wished they would have had in '98 with Goldberg.
That, Jimmy, I'm glad that Justin said that, because that is actually what I was thinking as I was watching. This feels, and it's very too early to tell for sure, but it does feel a bit like Goldberg, where when Goldberg came out, it was this guy is a force of nature coming through here. And it's just, I don't know if it's because of how fast he is, or agile, or the charisma, or whatever it is, but I'm just dude, I just want to see this guy run through everybody. Put him in the world title. Give him Damian Priest. I want to see him fight everybody. Give him a heat fly. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, but it's a little bit of everything, Jack. It's everything you mentioned there. And it's the way he puts it together there, whoever's working with him, or whether it's him himself, everything he does means something. It's very, very intense. Like you said, hitting the ropes at 23 miles an hour, but he'll take somebody like a Ricochet, shoot him into the corner, and he hits the turnbuckles at 32 miles an hour. That's how forceful it is. Everything he does is forceful. And then he pulls out a move like that. There are a lot of big guys out there that could do great, incredible, high-flying moves, but they don't put them in the right places. They think just throwing them in a match matters. What he did was he saved it for the end, did that Frankensteiner off the top, which was beautiful. It was incredible. Then hit his finish. Mm-hmm. And it meant that much more by doing it that way. And this guy's got all the tools, and I think it's going to be interesting. They're going the right route with him. And hats off to Ricochet, because selling his butt off the way he did, even on offense, did an incredible job. And I know people are going, well, Ricochet deserves better. Ricochet deserves a lot of praise for what he did tonight, because he helped get Bron Breakker over, and people are now waiting to see what's next with this beast.